Hey, what's up with YouTube? How y'all doing today? This is Mark once again, back at you. As you can see, I'm in a big rig, 18-wheeler. Speaking of which, got a question for you. What you think about trucking? Think that's a good industry to get into? I don't know. You tell me. Anyhow, that's what we're here to talk about today. So, trucking. Different types of trucking. All different types of trucking. Little trucks, big trucks, heavy trucks, light trucks, trucks with freight on it, trucks with cars on it, trucks with dirt in it. Trucking, period. Is it a good idea to get a Class A license? I think it is. The positives of getting a Class A license is you can pretty much go anywhere with that license. You can pretty much work anywhere with that license if you have the correct endorsements to go along with the license as well. That's something you learn as you go, though. But trucking is a good field to get into. You know, you can do long haul trucking. You can do local trucking. You can truck for yourself. All sorts of different things. You know, currently I haul, miscellaneous parts to different facilities out here in the East Bay. Northern California, by the way. You know, the company I'm with, I've been with them for 5 years, Love the company. Pay could be a little bit better. You know what I mean? Don't want to say too much on that, but like I said, you got to realize what's comfortable, what's a comfortable pay scale for you. But once you can live with or not live with, that decision is up to you on a particular pay scale. Then you determine if that lifestyle is for you. Because, again, you can be home daily or you can be home annually. It can get as bad as that sometimes if you choose the wrong trucking job. Open road, over the road, OTR type driving. You might be out a month, 2 months, 3 months before you touch back at your residence. So the choice is yours. Trucking is a good field to get into, though, in my opinion. I've done a couple different forms of it, as I mentioned in a previous video. You know what I mean? I've done tow trucking. Done car hauling. I've done what they call a dry van, just a 53-foot container, which is what I'm currently doing. My passion was with car hauling, as I might have mentioned before. It's kind of like a unique category of trucking. It's exciting. It's fun. You're dealing with new cars. If that's the avenue you take, you could deal with used cars. You could deal with POVs, personally owned vehicles. But my experience has been with primarily new cars. They pretty much come in from different ports in different regions of the nation, and load them onto the trucks, take them to the dealerships. Dealerships sell them. They order more, back to the port, load up some more cars, take them to the dealerships. They sell them, repeat. Anyhow, car hauling is hit or miss. Certain companies pay a percentage of the load. You get your little cut out of there. Some pay hourly. It all depends on the type of company you're working for. Company I'm currently with, particularly, I haven't seen a raise in 5 years. It's kind of discouraging. It's especially when the cost of living is going up yearly. A truck driver's pay should go up yearly as well. We have a lot of responsibility when it comes to trucking. Not only are we driving for ourselves, we're driving for the other party that's on the road as well. We have to anticipate what they're going to do, their next move, because their next move could affect us in our 80,000-pound vehicle. So it's a lot of awareness that takes place behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. But it's doable. Anyone can do it. If you have the right mindset, anyhow. You know what I mean? You can't be neglectful behind the wheel. You know, you have to be a smart driver, this and that. You know, it's a lot that goes into driving an 18-wheeler, into being a truck driver, into the other aspects of being a truck driver. You know, paying attention to your hours of service, you know, paying attention to this. But if it's something you've considered, go for it. It's relatively simple, not easy to get a Class A license, is what you want to have. You can also be a trucker with a Class B license, but you're limited to the type of vehicle that you can drive. That's usually a box truck, box van, cargo van, piece of equipment. With that, pay is a lot less than a Class A driver. With the Class A license, you can have different endorsements, as I slightly mentioned earlier. Endorsements is whether or not you have passenger endorsement, which means you can drive a vehicle that hauls people. You can have a certain restrictions that could be pertinent to your license also, you know, meaning that you only can drive an automatic. You don't really want that. You want to have the ability to drive a stick shift vehicle, which allows you to drive automatics as well as stick shift vehicles. So you don't want to limit yourself on what you can drive. But if it's something you're looking into, by all means, pursue getting your Class A license. It's quite an experience being on the road, not having a boss over your shoulder, you know, all day throughout your work day. Usually, you know, you have the freedom of stopping at various locations, you know, at your will. You know, of course, you have to stop for gas. You might want to stop for fuel. You might want to stop for lunch. You know, depending on your schedule, depending on what you're hauling, depending on the urgency of the load that you're carrying. It's a great experience. It's a great experience. I've been had a Class A license since 2007. I kind of forced myself into the trucking industry because the previous field I was in, I felt it was kind of diminishing, which was a union job making cars in Fremont. At the time, it was called NUMMI. It was a Toyota plant. They built the they built the Toyota Corolla, Pontiac Vibe, and the Toyota Tacoma trucks in Fremont, California. That was a great gig, really great gig actually, because it was, again, union. Anytime you can find a union job, you try to stick with those. However, I saw the signs that they were closing the doors pretty soon, so I voluntarily resigned from the position of making cars on the assembly line. And in fact, they did close roughly about a year and a half later. But prior to that, I got my Class A license. Started car hauling with a dually pickup in a 3-car trailer. So that's what started my journey with the Class A license and car hauling. Wouldn't look back. And I'm still loving trucking. So you just have to find the right niche in the trucking industry if that's the route you want to take. But I encourage you to get your license if you've even thought about it momentarily. It's a great field to get into. You meet a lot of great people. Again, it's somewhat of a job security having a Class A license. You know, heavens forbid you get fired for whatever reason. But usually you can take your license, go right down the street, and get right back into another truck with another company. So do so. Look into it. Look into passing the written test at your local DMV. Once you have the written test under your belt, then look into a truck driving school that will show you the basics of driving a truck. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 weeks with most facilities. Sometimes it can be kind of expensive. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, I've even heard. Luckily for myself, I came in 2007, and I found a company at the time. I'm not sure if they're still in business, but their motto was Class A in a day. Total price was $500. So I didn't have to deal with taking time off from work to learn how to do trucking, learn how to drive a truck, etc. Everything was done in one day once I passed my written test at DMV. So that was kind of like a lucky instance, a lucky situation to be in at that particular time. But no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. Love the open road. Love the freedom once again. And, if you're tired of having a boss over your shoulders, you're tired of being told what to do constantly throughout your workday, and you just want to make a decent wage with a little bit of freedom, trucking is the way to go. Again, you can experiment with different types of trucking industries. You get tired of hauling one particular item. You get tired of hauling cars. You get tired of hauling steel. Get into hauling anything else. Get into being a big rig tow truck driver. Big rigs break down all the time. Trust me, I know. Whether it's a new big rig or an older one, doesn't matter. You can have one off the brand new lot. A brand new one off the show lot. And that thing can break down. It's just they're temperamental. Anything can happen, and they will break down. So be prepared as a truck driver as well for your breakdowns, especially if you're an owner-operator. Owner-operator, you can make more money, but there's a lot involved. There's a lot more responsibility out of pocket for you. But the sky's the limit as well. You can make a whole lot more money. I've only been an owner-operator on a small scale, as I said, with a dually pickup truck and a 3-car trailer. Never done so with a big rig. Anyhow, go for it. That's all I can say. Bottom line, have no regrets. Don't look back. Don't think about it again. This is a brand new year. Get yourself behind a truck. Many companies will take new drivers, with no experience. Some take them with 2 years experience, but there are companies out there that will train you on the job. Some will give you sign-up bonuses, but the point is, don't get discouraged. There are jobs out there that will hire you as a fresh Class A driver with a brand new license that will put you behind the wheel, and you'll be out there running like everybody else. So good luck to you. Any information you may need, any tips, feel free to hit me up. Any questions, place them in the comment. If I get time, I will respond. Thank you. Peace.